Hello everybody. Welcome you all in this online edu classes for class 8 social science. Here I am with the video for chapter 6 weavers, iron smelters and the factory owners. This video is presented before you by Meenakshi Pandey. So let's begin with the learning. This chapter basically tells the story of the crafts and industries of India during British rule by focusing on two industries, namely textiles and iron and steel. Both these industries were crucial for the Industrial Revolution in the modern world. Mechanized production of cotton textiles made Britain the foremost industrial nation in the 19th century, and when its iron and steel industry started growing from the 1850s, Britain came to be known as the workshop of the world. Now let's know about the Britain's industrialization. The industrialization of Britain had a close connection with the conquest and colonization of India. As you have seen in chapter 2, how the English East India Company interest in trade led to the occupation of territory and how the pattern of trade changed over the decades. In late 18th century, the company was buying goods in India and exporting them to England and Europe, making profit through this sale. With the growth of industrial production, British industrialists began to see India as a vast market for their industrial products. And over time, manufactured goods from Britain began flooding India. How did this affect Indians' craft and industries? This is a question and we will explore in this lesson. Indian textiles in the world market. India was by far the world's largest producer of cotton textiles around 1750 and before. Indian textile had been long been renowned for both their fine quality and exquisite craftsmanship. European trading companies began buying Indian textiles for sale in Europe. Here we have an example of patola weave in mid 19th century. Patola was woven in Surat, Ahmedabad and Patan. It was highly valued in Indonesia. It became the part of the local weaving tradition over there. Memories of the flourishing trade and the craftsmanship of Indian weaver is preserved in many words still current in English and other languages. European traders first encountered fine cotton clothes from India carried by Arab merchants in Mosul in present day Iraq. So they started referring it as the textile known as muslin, a word that acquired wide currency. The cotton textiles, which they took back to Europe along with the spices, came to be called as calico. This calico word is derived from the word calicut and is subsequently calico became the general name for all cotton textiles. There are many other words which point to the popularity of Indian textiles in Western market. You can see a page of an order book that the English East India Company sent to its representatives in Calcutta in 1730. This order book talks about the 98 varieties of cotton and silk clothes. Each item in the order book was carefully priced in London. These orders had to be placed 2 years in advance, and there were variety of clothes available in the Indian market. Now, look at the names of the different varieties of clothes in the book. During 18th century, there was a craze for printed Indian cotton in England and Europe due to their exquisite floral designs, fine texture, and relative cheapness. Now, look at the names of the different varieties of cloth in the book. Amongst the pieces of ordered in bulk were printed cotton clothes called cheets, kosas, or bandana. Do you know from where the English term cheets come from? It is derived from the Hindi word cheet, a cloth with small and colorful flowery design. The rich people of England, including the Queen herself, wore clothes of Indian fabric. Similarly, the word bandana now refers to many brightly colored and printed scarf for the neck or head. When we talk about bandana, Bandhana is the anglicized word of bandhan, Hindi for tying and dyeing. Here comes the example of the Jamdani clothes. Jamdani weave in the early 20th century was the fine muslin on which decorative motifs are woven on the loom. Often, a mixture of cotton and gold thread was used. The most important centers of Jamdani weaving were Dhaka in Bengal and Lucknow in the United Provinces. There were other clothes in order book that were noted by their place of origin. For example, Kasim Bazar, Patna, Calcutta, Orissa, Charpure. The widespread use of such words shows how popular Indian textiles had become in different parts of the world. With this, we come to an end of this video. For the next topic, we would be having the second part of the video. Let's see in that. Till then, thank you and have a great time.